Hey, we are back at it, guys. My name is Sean Heshmatpour, also known as Sheshan on the internet, and we got an excellent topic to talk about today that resonates so deeply with the recent teachings I've been receiving. What we're really going to be discussing today is making safety your natural state of being. This is now the second week of filming and recording again, and honestly, like I feel so much more in the creative zone doing this again. As I've been talking to some of my mentors lately, I'm really understanding now the focal point. Such a deep layer of what you must focus on in order to let go of your fears and social anxiety. As I've been practicing this now at a very deep level, consistently, day by day, moment by moment, I've honestly experienced massive changes towards my subconscious mind. And I've seen a lot of massive success in how I'm holding myself and impacting the environment around me. Like even my neighbors, even my neighbors recently have been like, dude, you seem different. And I'm like, I know, bro. I know. I'm understanding how to strengthen the foundations of these teachings. And I've been practicing it more and more than ever in the last couple of years since I've been introduced to this stuff. And I'm learning it now at such a deep and consistent level. And I just want to share that with you guys while I'm going on my journey and as I'm coaching my students as well. So you can become the most confident version of yourself and impact your external reality however you want to because you have mastered it within. Learning this stuff has making me a more knowledgeable coach and a wiser human being all around. So, what I really want to break down for you on this episode today is to help you understand one, why you are constantly in a state of anxiety, and two, the main parts of yourself that you need to learn to tap into to overcome it and start becoming more consistent with self confidence and peacefulness as your constant state of being. So, if you struggle with anxiety, especially social anxiety, I see this a lot with a lot of the guys that I coach. It's because your mind and body is consistently in survival mode. Hear that again. It's because your mind and body are consistently in survival mode. What you're doing unconsciously, whether you realize it or not, is you're attaching yourself to external outcomes or other people's approval in order to feel safe. And that doesn't serve you, man. Like that does not fucking serve you. And it all comes from a lack of self-worth that you feel within you. And because of this, you push away the life that you're trying to create for yourself. This could be a new house, more money, the perfect woman by your side, a certain status, reputation, social network that you've always wanted. No matter what it is that you want, there's a state of being that you got to embody in order for that success or that outcome to come to you. And that really just begins as a feeling of safety in who you are. When people think of self-esteem and self-worth, they often think about the idea of it. They think of the thought of it. They think of the experience of it through their mind. But feeling safe in who you are literally means feeling safe in who you are. You want to feel the feeling of safety in your own body. That's what that phrase literally means. But we often think of the idea of what it means to feel a safe sense of self-worth, to have a high self-esteem, to feel safe in who you are. We think of the idea of it. We think of what it looks like. We tap into that feeling of safety. So again, I'll say it again. It literally means the feeling of safety in your own existence. If you can cultivate this by practicing feeling safe in your own body regularly, and you let go of those desires, like you put those goals that you have, the outcomes that you have in life on a shelf for a moment, man, it's going to come to you because you're feeling so safe in who you already are right now. You already feel good enough about yourself. I see this so much in the self-improvement community. It becomes a trap for a lot of the guys that I coach. And I've been on this trap myself. They think once I do the habits, I will become good enough to achieve X, Y, and Z. They believe once this, and that happens, once I become that person, I'll be good. But even that is still chasing an idea of safety through self-improvement. Because the truth is, you are already safe. Just because you don't have that thing that you want right now doesn't mean you're not safe in your own presence at this very moment. People who attract women, money, quality friendships, a good network, a solid reputation, they feel safe in who they are already. Someone who's wealthy and abundant isn't constantly stressing over paying the bills. Somebody who's in a healthy marriage is not scared of the idea of losing his wife. Somebody who has solid friendships is not worried about how other people think of them. Why? Well, it's because they already know that they're okay no matter what. When you're in survival mode, you're constantly focused on survival. You're consistently focusing on survival outside of you. Your actions and the way you move are dictated by this feeling of I am not safe. I need help. I need to seek for safety outside of me. And this could look like a lot of different things. It could look like rushing through your day to get everything done. It can look like not speaking your truth around other people to avoid potential conflict. I know both of those resonate with me. I know both of those resonate with the students I've been coaching. And the way it plays out is you know of this person that you want to be, but you have not fully committed to just being that person yet. So energetically, what you're doing is you're stepping one foot into committing to the process, and your other foot is still stuck on who you currently are being. So when you're constantly holding on to that fear and the tension that's keeping you stuck, it takes a major toll on your mind and body. And I'm not talking about just by the way you're carrying yourself. I'm talking about gut issues, chest pains, tightness in your shoulders, tightness in your root chakra, just everywhere. Everywhere is just tight and you're submissive. And even the way that you're holding your body language, if you're listening to this right now, you can't see this, but if you're watching the video, I mean, just like watch that body language of just putting yourself in a contracted energy. It's literally like closed off energy within you, in your body. This is how a lot of chronic illnesses start when you get older. And not only just that, this is what makes you unattractive, for lack of a better term. It's what makes you unattractive in the way you carry yourself through the world. This is why it's kind of hard to meet people around you when your head is down all the time. Because one, your head is fucking down all the time. You're not looking up to make eye contact with people, smile, say what's up, and just share your presence with others and receive other people's presence. But two, not only when your body language is like this, again, if you're listening, I'm just putting my head down essentially right now. When your head is down, you're unconsciously feeding the programming of the feelings of a lack of self-worth and not good enough. It all begins with your mind. It all begins in your thought. When you're in survival mode, you believe you have to work hard for your safety. You believe that you got to avoid eye contact with other people in order to feel safe around others when you're out and about. You're in the energy of always looking for safety and always seeking safety and always trying to be safe. But the truth is, man, you already are safe. You don't need to please other people in order to feel safe. You don't need to avoid conflict in order to feel safe. You don't need to work your ass off to the point where you burn out in order to feel safe. Your safety is just a feeling you experience through your thoughts on a daily basis, not from your circumstances. Safety is simply just an illusion created by the stories that you have about what safety looks like. And when these beliefs are repeated over and over again, they become who you are being. And because who you are being creates your reality, your thoughts will just repeat over and over time. They become your belief systems. The belief systems are what drive the feelings within your body. Those feelings within your body drive your actions. And now you're expressing yourself based on what you believe about yourself and the world around you. And of course, your results are going to be a direct reflection of that. You become a natural expression and movement in who you are being in every moment. So in order to shift away from feeling unsafe, from having a low sense of self-worth, from thinking low about yourself, from being anxious all the time and scared all the time, you got to cultivate a feeling of safety within you as a daily practice. Now, there's two main powers within you where you can start creating this, where you can start practicing this. These two main powers are a part of you. And you are both an observer and a creator. Those are the two main powers right there. And technically, it's all one power within you. But for the sake of this teaching, I'm breaking it up and splitting it into two main areas of power within yourself. So you can start understanding what this is and start practicing it as one, as union, your energy and in the way you carry yourself. I want you to have a clear understanding of what this is by the end of this video. And in order to do that, we got to split it up into two main parts. Start managing your mind properly and to have your mind and your nervous system now work for you instead of against you. Because I'm assuming if you're watching this video right now, you can have a much easier life for yourself that doesn't just feel like working yourself and exhausting yourself on a day-to-day basis. I've been there myself. I get it. And it takes a damn toll on you, man. For real, it does. It really takes a toll on you. It strips you away from your energy. It strips you away from your creative power. And it strips you away from your potential because you're living life in survival mode. But that survival is just a fucking illusion. It's just an illusion created by your thoughts, man. So let's dive into what these two parts of you are so you can integrate them as one. And now it'll be working for you to create safety in your body so you can allow more creative power to flow within you instead of fear. So power number one, you are the observer. Now, you are not your mind. You are not your body. You are not your experiences. You are simply just the observer of it all. That is you. Your name is not even who you are. Like, your name is just a persona. Like, my name is Sean. My full name is Sean Heshmatpour, but what does that even mean? It's just a persona given to me by society, given to me by this matrix that we live in. You, on the other hand, and me, we're all just witnesses of it. We're all just an awareness of this experience. Every thought you experience, every feeling you experience, every action you take are not coming from you. They are byproducts of the experiences you have unconsciously held onto. Think about that for a moment. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, they're not you. We believe it's us, but it's not us. They are just byproducts of our programming that we have chosen to hold on to, whether we realize it or not. Your reptilian, also known as your survival brain, the reptilian survival brain, always focuses on these three things: avoiding discomfort, seeking safety, and becoming efficient at it as possible. We needed this at one point. We needed this in order to survive in our human species. We needed this to fight off dangerous animals. We needed this to combat rival tribes. We needed this to collect food and shelter. We needed this to even reproduce. 2,000, 3,000 years ago, we needed this. And I'll even add, you needed this in your childhood too. You needed to feel safe around adults who had authority over you. Just like all of us had adults who had authority over us growing up. We needed to feel safe around them. You needed us to feel safe at school from being bullied, from being made fun of by other people, by being with by other kids. Growing up, you probably even did things or avoided doing things so you could feel accepted by other people and to avoid being made fun of by other kids that you grew up around. But you don't need this shit anymore. I mean, that's the blessing of being a full-grown adult. You can make your own decisions. You can craft your own life without anybody else's permission. You can say whatever you want without anybody else's validation behind it. You can spend your time with whoever and however you would like. But still, subconsciously, through the programming that you picked up growing up, you believe you need the acceptance of others in order to feel safe. So in order for you to become detached from your own fear, anger, frustration, and depression, you got to cultivate a mindfulness practice. Now, this can be done through meditation, journaling, or even just the art of mindful living. How do you practice mindfulness? Like, how do we do this? Honestly, it's just noticing what arises within you. That's it. You just got to notice. You just got to listen. You got to listen to every thought, listen to every feeling. Whenever a circumstances arises, how do you think and feel about it? Let me break it down to you and give you an example. So let's use dating as an example. I know I got a lot of students that are men who want to work on their confidence with dating. And I get it. I used to be super anxious with dating as well. I mean, I would be terrible with the ladies back in the day and had a lot of fear of how they would see me. So I get it. So we'll use an example here from the same energy of my own personal life and now the students that I work with as well. So a circumstance would be a woman does not text you back, right? So you hit up a girl that you just approached or got a number from Tinder, or maybe you match with a girl on Tinder or a dating app and you send them a message, right? That's a circumstance. That's a fact that you send them a message and you got no response back. That's a fact. That's all that is. It's just a fact. It's a circumstance. This woman rejected me, however, is not a fact. Not at all. This is where a lot of you guys get confused with. That's where a lot of you start messing with your own heads. That is where you guys strip away your own confidence by choice. And yes, I'm going to use that word by choice. Whether you realize it or not, you are choosing that experience for yourself. This woman rejected me as just a thought. It's not a fact. Is she really rejecting you? Who knows why she didn't text you back? There are billions of reasons why she didn't text you, man. But your mind chose to make it about you and your self-worth, or I should say lack of self-worth. And because of this, you'll feel discouraged, you'll feel frustrated, you'll feel anxious, you'll feel sad. And then your actions are being driven by those feelings that you experience when you get that quote unquote rejection, that illusion of rejection, I should really say. And then your actions or your inactions will drive that. Maybe you're going to ease the tension now by watching porn or eating junk food or smoking weed or binging television. So then what happens to your result? Well, you don't meet as many women. You start to program yourself to avoid speaking to attractive women because you want to avoid the experience that's rising up for you. You want to avoid that feeling of rejection, that illusion of rejection. You want to avoid the feeling of the illusion that you believe. It's fucking wild. It's all within us. It's all made up. And then you then continue to repeat this unconscious cycle over and over again. So to become aware of it, you got to listen to your feelings and ask what thought is coming up. What is the insight you need to receive by the way you are behaving? And trust the first thought that comes to mind. That is the thought right there that is limiting your experience, and that is contracting you from what you want to create. And awareness is just half the battle. Once you're aware of it, you can breathe every time it comes back up. You already know what it is. Next time you get no text back because the universe, higher power, nature, source, God, whatever you want to use, whatever lingo you want to use, will test you. Will bring that back up again once you're aware of it. So then you can practice feeling it and releasing it. So you can practice processing it in your body without attaching any thought, any mind to it. Oh, it's just that energy. That makes sense. It's part of my programming. It's all good. Tina on Tinder. That's funny. Tina on Tinder didn't text me back. All good. All good. I'm feeling that false feeling of rejection right now. It's just a feeling. It's not going to kill me. It's all good. Just allow the feelings to rise up and flow through you. There's nothing to be attached to. There's nothing to be scared of. When you are aware of your own fears, when you're aware of your own illusions, you have now created space between you and your demons. Now, what do you want to do with that space? That's the next question. What do you want to do with it? That's when you make room for creation. That is when you tap into the other power within you, and that is the creator. So we just went over being the observer right now. And now let's talk about being the creator. What does that look like? What is that? So as you now you allow circumstances such as people, things, or your environment to create your reality. Truth is, you're always creating it with your mind, as you now know. Just like we just talked about for point number 1 as the observer. The whole point of practicing being the observer is to simply make room. That's all it is. It's just to make room. It's to continue to create space between that thought and feeling, that energy, that behavior pattern with yourself. That's it. Right now, you're watching this video and there's an area of confidence you are currently working on within yourself. If there is social anxiety that is just penetrating your mind and body on a daily basis, right now, your mind is in a dark and messy place, creating a bunch of unconscious fear within you. And when you practice observing it, all you're simply doing is turning on the light in your subconscious mind. I want you to think of your subconscious mind as a room. You turn on the light and you see all the boxes all over the floor. You see spilled drinks everywhere. The furniture is broken. There's cobwebs. It's old, it's dusty, it's dirty, and it's just not a good place to live in. That's what you're doing when you're turning on the light of your subconscious mind. You're just seeing all that shit. You're the witness of all that shit, literally. And that's essentially what being the observer is. It's just awareness. But just like any other room, you have the ability to notice this mess. You can notice the broken furniture. You can notice the boxes all over the place. You can notice the stains of cranberry juice all over the carpet, or orange juice, or wine, or milk, or raw milk for all my health and fitness guru friends out there on the internet. Like whatever it could be, you just notice it. But now you have the power to clean it up. You have the power to reorganize your room. How do you want your room to look like, man? Well, the room is all in your mind, so you get to create it. So in reality, what I'm really asking you is, what do you want your mind and body to think and feel? That's what you're crafting. That's your room. That's what you get to relax into on a day-to-day basis. How do you want to think when you see an attractive woman that you want to introduce yourself to? What goes on in the mind? What thoughts are going on? What feelings are you having? How do you want to feel when you go up to her and say, what's up? How do you want to think about that side hustle or that new business that you want to start doing? How do you want to think about the career shift that you know you want? You got to start practicing these thoughts. It's not just going to come to you like that. You got to practice it. You got to do the work. You understand? You got to start practicing it moment by moment. Start thinking them through until you can feel it in your body. The woman, the money, the career, the status, the lifestyle you desire, they're all simply circumstances. They're all neutral. They're all simply a compound of molecular, cellular, and chemical data that your mind wants, that your mind knows exist out there in the physical realm. They are in your field of awareness. Nothing but just a compound of cells created by nature. And your job is not trying to control the external world. It's not trying to control the external of nature, but the internal of your nature. That's what you're controlling here. That's what you're cultivating and creating here. The internal of your nature, not the external nature. You want to create new thoughts and feelings that'll drive you to interact with the external world differently. I don't dismiss the external world. I don't dismiss the physical plane. There are things that you want in the physical plane. It's only human nature. There's nothing wrong with that. But see, the way that you change your being, well, now you're going to start changing the way you interact with the physical world outside of your being. A lot of people call this pseudoscience. They call it phony, not practical, or obtainable. And this is just far from the truth. Man, in order for me to become a full-time life coach, which by the way, I'm getting close to 3 years of running my coaching business full-time now and being able to serve so many incredible people that I've gotten to meet by stepping into this journey. But in order for me to do this full-time, I had to change my thoughts about myself, step into the identity of someone who coaches other people. In order for me to become confident at approaching women, flirting with them, being comfortable in their presence, I had to change my thoughts about myself and my ability to connect with women. That was a deep-rooted fear at one point in my life. I had to change the way I saw myself as a person. In order for me to start creating content on personal development, I had to change my belief systems of how other people would view me for being vulnerable and talking about this stuff online. Because it is the thought that creates a feeling of confidence and self-worthiness to allow others to trust me, because now I'm trusting me. I trust myself as a fun, loving, chill, calm, collected, masculine leader. And because I see myself in that way, other people naturally see me that way. You got to practice this until you feel it in your bones. And you know what? It takes time. Like, I'm not going to bullshit you and say that overnight you're going to change like that. Just like you're not going to become shredded overnight, your mind is not going to be exactly the way you want it overnight. And in fact, I'm even going to add, the more you grow and change as a human being and mature, you're also going to have new ideas of how you want to step into new personas on a day-to-day basis. You got to allow your brain time to strengthen the neural pathways behind every new belief system before it becomes a natural state for you. But I'll tell you this, though, the more you hold yourself accountable to practice this moment by moment in your being, in your essence, as a day-to-day, moment by moment practice, it gets easier and easier. It really does, because even that practice in itself becomes a subconscious programming of you that you get to naturally create in your own being. A lot of you may know, like, I have a pretty consistent newsletter. If you guys want to sign up for my newsletter, it's right in the description below, where you can have access to a lot of my teaching, stories, insights in writing directly sent to your inbox. So if you guys want that, it's in the description below. But when I first started writing an email newsletter, I resisted it. It felt like a chore. I felt like my writing sucked. I felt like nobody wanted to read my writing. Now I get almost 1,000 opens per newsletter I sent. I mean, it's pretty fucking incredible. And it's because I changed my thoughts about it. I made it fun. I gamified it. I chose new thoughts to practice about my writing and how I approach writing in order to create a feeling of fun, creativity, and flow in my body. I've turned it into a game. Turned social media into a game. Now I don't even care to touch video games anymore, because my writing and my presence on social media is my video game. I love doing it. It's my video game. This is my video game right here. Recording this video for you right now is my video game. How I connect with you is now a creative outlet for me, and everybody wins. It's amazing. I feel good when I write to you. I feel good when I record videos for you. And I feel good when I share new insights of my teachings, of my wisdom, of my life with you here online. And now I can't force you or any of my social media followers or any of my newsletter subscribers to feel love or inspired by me. That's just completely out of my control. I can't. No matter how many different writing strategies I learn, or marketing strategies, or even writing the titles of these videos a certain way, I really can't control who feels inspired by me. I can't control who likes me. I can't control who doesn't like me. It's all out of my control. You are a circumstance to my life, just like I am a circumstance to your life. We're all completely neutral. But because I chose to create a belief system to put myself out there, I know that I'm going to naturally inspire, educate, and entertain those who are meant to be attracted to me and to view my videos and to learn from me. I have absolutely no clue who my next girlfriend's going to be. I have absolutely no clue who my next best friend's going to be. I have absolutely no clue who my next mentor is going to be. I have honestly no clue who my next client's going to be. But I know just by putting myself out there in areas that involve attracting those things into existence, it just happens on its own. And it does. It does. Like, I've seen this multiple times happen on its own. The way I meet people, the way I connect with people, the way I manifest is never exactly how I planned it out in my mind, because I've allowed room for a higher power to work with what I'm creating, because I've let go of the illusion of control. Because the lifestyle I've created for myself now is driven by my belief systems. And sometimes my room, as you guys know, is my mind, will have a mess come up here and there. Everything in my room is well decorated, it's clean, it's organized. Sometimes I'll meet a new person, and he or she, they come into my room and piss all over the fucking rug, whether it's by accident or on purpose. But the piss stain on the rug, ooh, baby, it's just an opportunity for me to wipe that shit off, clean it up, and learn. and ask myself how I can handle this situation next time. Because maybe there was a lack of boundaries on my end that allowed me to let this so-called piss stain all over my rug. Why didn't I set a boundary in this situation? Because of people pleasing. I wanted the individual to feel safe pissing all over my rug because I was too nervous to politely escort them out. That's a lesson. There's a lesson in that. There's importance in that. Why was I nervous about doing that? How am I thinking about myself because I didn't take action in a scenario that I really needed to be there for myself? And for them too. Maybe I wasn't even creating a space of vulnerability to have the conversation with them. See, hey, what's going on in your life, man? Why do you feel the need to piss all over my rug? What's going on, man? Like, want to talk about it? Or maybe they didn't piss on my rug at all. This is a good one right here. Maybe they didn't piss on my rug at all. Maybe I just pissed on my own rug and blamed it on them because I interpret their behavior as a lack of my own self-worth. I have to put myself in situations where potential chaos can happen so I can always learn, recognize, and cultivate new belief systems that are aligned for me next time. Because the truth is, you have all the chances in the world. There's no such thing as you only have one chance. That's bullshit. Maybe in the larger scale, yeah, you have one chance at creating the life you want. You have one lifetime to do this. The truth is, like, if you believe in next lives and past lives, and the truth is you are eternal, you'll have another chance to go at it. But in this lifetime, in this persona, this character you're playing here on Earth, you have one chance. And in those chances, there's multiple chances that you get to take. All these micro chances, you have an abundance of them. It's a process, it's a practice, and it all boils down the basic foundations of being the constant observer and creator. There is no end goal. Because once you manifest that one thing you desire that makes you feel quote unquote safe within you, it'll be on to the next one. Once you feel safe in knowing that you have a girlfriend, you're going to want to obtain her and possess her so you can keep her around. Well, unfortunately, that's going to drive her away. So what you really want to learn next is how to become a good partner, how to detach from her, and to be able to give and cultivate love at a deeper level. That's what you're really going to want to learn. Once you manifest that business that creates consistent income, you want to learn how to secure it and scale it. But again, you can't latch onto it because then your business is going to go backwards. So you got to learn how to work through it. You got to learn how to continue to be humble and build. When you manifest new friendships, you're going to want to learn how to become a better friend. When you manifest a new reputation, you're going to want to learn leadership skills to hold you to that reputation and continue to grow it. It is only in human nature to want more. It is only in human nature to want to expand your experiences here on Earth. But by the daily practice of observing what's old, letting it go, and making room for more, that right there is going to skyrocket your growth. That right there is going to skyrocket your experience here. Now, where do I come in when it comes to doing this in your life? Well, that's where a lot of people usually hire me as their mentor. For you to be able to ingrain this practice to your bones so you can then practice it on a day-to-day level. And all the challenges of life, you are now able to view it with a bring it on attitude. I guide you deeper into your belief system so you know what to let go of. I help you consistently create new patterns in your mind to help you manifest the life that you desire. And I'm essentially the personal trainer of your mind and your nervous system and the expression of that. That is what I do with my students. That is what I do with the guys who decide to join the 16-week private coaching program to elevate their own self-confidence. And unlike any healthcare system, I'm not here to put out your symptoms. I'm not here to put out your symptoms so you can continue to come back and check in with me to see if you're good. No, I'm here to help you become good. I'm helping you to see how good you already are. You are money, bro. You're fucking money. But you don't see that money in yourself. You are it. But you got to see that within you, man. I'm here to help you heal and change that from the root of your own limitations so you don't have to work with me or another confidence coach ever again. So do you want a taste of what our dynamic will be like? Well, check out the description below. You can schedule a consultation call with me by checking out the intensive 16-week program. There's a link right over there on the webpage where you can schedule your first consultation call for me. It's completely free right now. Right now, I'm still doing them for free. So you can hop on a call with me. We can have a conversation. I can learn a little bit more about where you're currently at on your journey. We can learn a little bit more about what is blocking you. And then from there, if we align, if we fit, we can then discuss what it will be like working together in the long run. Again, my goal is to help you create a sense of safety within yourself so you can break free from the chains of survival and step into a new journey of being so safe in yourself that you're now using your energy to thrive and not survive. And guys, that is the teaching for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. That's all you need to focus on, really. That's the core foundational practice that you need to focus on in order to have the life that you desire. It all begins with feeling safe right now in the present moment. Practice observing it, practice becoming the creator of it, And that new energy becomes a natural flowing movement through you moment by moment as you live. You'll notice the way you influence your energy and your mind. You'll notice how your mind influences your environment in the external world around you day by day. And from there, the results speak for themselves, my friends. So thank you so much again for watching this video. Share this with someone that you love, who you know will benefit from it. And hey, I'll catch you next time. Much love, everybody. Bye-bye.